Welcome back to Risky Jones. A couple of very helpful viewers have intoned in me that I had been misunderstanding how some of the achievements are supposed to be achieved. That sentence didn't work quite as well as I was hoping. Okay, but here's what we've missed. This achievement here, stay above 70 health for 25 minutes. My understanding was if you took damage, it would reset the clock. You had to go a 25-minute window without dropping below 70% health. Not true. You actually have to, it's got to be the first 25 minutes. From when you enter the first level to when you get the achievement, you're not allowed to drop beneath 70% health the entire time. That's a little more tricky, but I think we can do it. And then this one here, detonate 15 bounding mines. The bounding mines aren't the balls you throw at the engineer, they're the mines you drop. I got confused, but like, a bounding ball is the bouncy, whatever. We're not going to do engineer today. We're going to go into, where is he at? There he is, the miner. So, we're going to do some farming with the miner. What artifacts do I want? I don't think I need any special artifacts. Glass is definitely... sacrifice, command... I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to turn origin off. What we need to do with miner is we need to survive without taking... I already took damage. I took fall damage. So we need to immediately try that again. We need to survive until we get to level 10 without taking damage. I think you're allowed to take damage once, but I obviously would prefer not to. So here's how the miner works. He's got this awesome little... I've already taken damage. I've already taken damage. So he's got this awesome little attack. This is the best... one of the best melee attacks in the game, believe it or not. This little unassuming attack has pretty insane range considering what its animation looks like. It hits a little bit above and behind him. So I've also got that attack there, the double jump shotgun. I've got a back blast and I've got a forward blast. And that's the miner. He's a really good character. And we just have to make it to... When I say level 10, I mean like experience level 10. Like we're at level 2 out of 10 right now. And then the only other thing I have to do is beat the boss without going below 50% health, which should be super easy once we're level 10. We're just going to chill right here on this level until then. Which means kind of infusion's not going to help get this achievement. We're going to go straight mobility with any items we get. And I'm definitely not taking the teleporter yet. No need. So I think this will stun enemies if I hit them with it. And then the back blast there. Woo, what do we have here? Let's get just a great long-range attack. Why mess with success? So the miner is all about just dashing around with his forward dash and his back dash. And then the awesome shotgun double jump, which is especially good. Gotcha. I haven't done a miner run on the channel yet, because I don't know why. This is one of those characters, like, I always feel like he's really difficult to play, but every time I pick him up, it's like, it's pretty... It seems pretty intuitive. Every time I play him, I'm like, oh yeah, this character is great. Why don't I play him more often? And I really should. But, hey, I'm playing him today. So, out of my way, Lemurian. So we're already at level 5 of 10. And we haven't taken damage yet. This should not be too difficult. And then whatever boss we get, we just have to beat without taking really stupid damage. You want to get shotgunned? I mean, I'm sure you don't, but... I think that shotgun has infinite range all the way down to the ground. Doesn't matter how high in the air you are. And it's really excellent to use on groups of enemies. Miners can engage big, like, just packed groups of enemies without having to directly engage them. This Wisp might be a little stanky. Nope, got him. Oh, I can't get that box without activating the teleporter. I don't want to activate the teleporter yet. So that box is just going to live there. It's just going to live there. No biggie. You know how it is. Whether or not you feel you need ranged attacks, if that's a weakness of the miner, that's kind of a personal preference. The thing is, like, the range on his attacks, first of all, his little auto attack doesn't move him. He can stay in place. The mercenary, his auto attack moves him a little bit. Handy, his auto attack moves him a little bit. So that's kind of unique amongst the melee characters, but also the range on this is stupid. It doesn't look like it should be. It looks like he should have, like, this 2-pixel... Oh, I got hit once. I think I can get hit once, though. I think I'm allowed to get hit once. I gotta pay more attention from here on out. Okay. It does look like the range on his hitbox should be... Do I just want to cheese this with the missiles, then, maybe? That would take forever. But I did almost just take damage there. I was kind of hoping I would have my Hopo Feather. Yeah, like, those guys over there might be problematic now. So we'll just wait for the missiles. And the missiles will be our jam. Our jam sandwich. I had a children's book growing up. Oh, there's a box. Yay! Called Bread and Jam for Francis. Francis was a porcupine or a badger or something. I'm not sure. What do I want here? We want... Oh, God, I took damage. Because I couldn't tell what I wanted. Well, we gotta start that over now. Some kind of anthropomorphic animal. Like some kind of, like, kid's book character animal. A porcupine or a badger or some kind of small mammal. I forget. But Francis only liked to eat bread and jam. That was the only food that Francis liked to eat. Well, there's my one time I can take damage. So... Alright, Lemurians, I'm coming back around for you. You know what? I'm not taking that. I'm not going to take that. I don't want to take damage on the very first hit of the game. So, I mean, the book was about the moral of kids. You should eat all kinds of different foods. Variety is good. But every kid goes to that phase where they only want to eat one kind of food. And for Francis, it was bread and jam. That's all Francis ever wanted. So, what her parents did, and her parents were also badgers or weasels or whatever they were. What her parents did, watch this, I'm going to start charging this off the ladder and turn around and... Yeah, there we go. Is they just started giving Francis bread and jam for every single meal. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And like over the course of months or however long it took, Francis was like, bread and jam is boring and I want something else. And she learned her lesson. What I remember about this book... First of all, like, bread and jam? Really? That's your thing? Like, that's what... Okay. What tier 1 do I want? Do I want... I'm gonna take a barbed wire. And we'll stack up some barbed-ass wire on this miner, is what we'll do. This jelly I need to lure down here. So I can backdash. There we go. Are you invincible for all your dashes? Yes, you're immune for a good period of time for both of your dashes. Not the shotgun jump, obviously. But yeah, like I meant, like, yeah, you know what? Pop-Tarts, maybe. I guess technically Pop-Tarts could just be construed as bread and jam. So okay, maybe bread and jam is okay. But that's the first thing I noticed about this book. Like, really, bread and jam? That's what we're okay. So, like, what eventually clues Francis in is like going to her school lunch and what do we want? Let's get some goat hooves. Let's get moving faster. Actually, a couple of these probably would not go amiss. Let's grab one more. She went to school lunch and like her friend, I don't know, Charlie or whatever, had a lunchbox like with a bunch of stuff in it, like his parents actually loved him and didn't just feed him bread and jam. And Charlie was able to take little bites out of all the different kinds of foods that he had. And the book was very, like, careful to stress this. He made them all come out even. Like, he had a sandwich and, like a pickle or something. And, ooh, there's my damage. It's the only damage I'm allowed to take. This jelly, though. What do we do about this jelly? Okay. Like, he took a bite out of a sandwich, then a bite out of his pickle, then a drink out of his juice box, and at the end of the lunch, he made all of his food come out even. So he had exactly enough bites of sandwich and pickle and juice box and, I don't know, gordito or whatever he was eating. And I remember I was 5 or 6 when I had this book. I was very, very young reading this book. And I remember even at that age, I'm like, what kind of crazy neurotic, I didn't know the word neurotic, obviously, but, like, who cares if all your food comes out even? But that's why Frances, that was, like, the tipping point. She was getting bored of bread and jam. Obviously, she wanted other foods. But she was just getting, like, that was the tipping point. Like, I want all my food to come out even, but I only have one thing. So that's kind of the other thing. Like, I didn't notice this as a kid, but it's kind of messed up. Like, what are we going to do about these blue guys? I think here's what we're going to do about the blue guys. We're going to shotgun. Oh, we missed. And then we're just going to get away from them. And that's going to be how we deal with the blue guys. Like, okay, bread and jam, fine. But it's like a sandwich. It's like, it's bread with jam on it. If that's what you like, that's cool. And if that's what's in your lunchbox, that's also cool. That's perfectly fine. If you're a parent and you're packing jam sandwiches for your kid for lunch to take to school, perfectly fine. But Frances had a sandwich in her lunchbox. Charlie had a sandwich and a pickle and a juice box and like 4 other things. Like, Frances is just not getting enough lunch. Pack her 2 jam sandwiches at least. She was malnourished. She wasn't eating enough. I'm having big difficulties now because of all the elites. Oh, there's my damage. Okay. Here's what we're going to do then. Because we don't want all these elites. We're going to actually go down to Rainstorm and grab this achievement on Rainstorm. I can survive the blue and orange elites. It's really the blue ones that are the big problems here. I can survive the blue elites, but what we actually need here is to lower their number. So as much as it pains me, we'll just go ahead and do a Rainstorm run. It'll be just fine. It is kind of bugging me that I can't remember what kind of animal she was. Like a badger or a woodchuck? I don't have any idea. I don't remember. I remember she wore this, like, floral print, like blue floral print dress. And she liked bread and jam. I'm trying to think if I had a food like that. I know it's a very common phase for kids to go through where they'll only eat one thing. And, like, it's their favorite. I mean, I kind of like that as an adult. I go through phases where, like, I'm just going to go ahead and get chicken nuggets every day. I'm going to eat chicken nuggets every single day this week. I just love chicken nuggets. I had a big Pop-Tarts phase a couple of years ago where Peanut's like, really? 2 boxes of Pop-Tarts? Like, yeah, I need them. I need them right now in my face. But as being a kid, I don't really remember being like, I'm only going to eat one thing. To the exclusion of all other things. I don't think I ever had that phase. Oh, I can't jump right now. Okay. Brickroad, why couldn't you jump right now? Because I was taking a drink of my water, and only one hand was on the controller, and all the buttons are on the other side of the controller, but that hand was holding my water. You see my dilemma. Guys, we got a big game coming out in, I don't know, 2 weeks or so. Well, 2 weeks from the time I'm recording this. And I'm not buying it. because I'm over this series, but you're all probably going to buy it, and I will look forward to hearing your thoughts on it, I'm sure, and watching all your videos and streams and stuff. Super Smash Bros. Ultimates is coming out, I think at the beginning of December. I'm recording this. I don't know, I can't calendar. I'm looking over at my calendar on my wall, like, where is this video coming out in relation to the Smash Bros. Release? I don't know. I don't know if the game will be out or not. I don't think so. I think this video will go up, before. But anyway, I have big issues with Super Smash Bros. Big problems. I find the games very, very wearying anymore. I used to love the first two Smash Bros. Games, Smash 64. I feel like most dudes who play Super Smash Bros. Now don't realize how cool Smash Bros. 64 was. You heard, you know what I mean? And that's such a shame. I don't think we'll ever experience another game quite like Smash 64. It was not a spectacle yet. It wasn't like the big celebration game. It was just a cute little novelty where the 8 most popular Nintendo guys beat up on each other. And everybody in the game was... There was a couple of hidden characters that didn't quite fit this mold, but oh, hello there, Mr. Elite. I'm gonna put this in your nose, and then backdash in your face, and then hit you with my mining pick until you fall apart. There were a couple of hidden characters in Super Smash Bros. 64, which was, I forget what system it was on, I can't remember now, but it was called Super Smash Bros. 64. For some reason, Nintendo put 64 in a lot of their games in the mid-90s. I can't remember why they did that now, but you had 8 characters, and all 8, if you had to sit down in 1995 or 6 or whatever year it was and list, these are the 8 most popular Nintendo characters with the rule of 1 per franchise. Obviously, the 8 most popular Nintendo characters in an absolute sense are 4 Mario characters and 4 Pokemons. Obviously that's true. And current Super Smash Bros. Reflects that reality. There's my 1 point of damage I can take. But if you're limiting to 1 per game series, you're gonna come up with Mario, Link, Samus, Pikachu. I thought there was an enemy over there, and I couldn't find him now. But yeah, no, Mario, Link, Samus, Pikachu. Who else was there? Donkey Kong, Yoshi, and I'm missing 2 of them that are not coming to mind immediately. Gee, Brickroad, you can't even name the 8 most famous Nintendo characters. It's like you're defeating your own... The problem is I'm trying to go back to the 1990s. Who was... Oh, I took damage again. Damn it. This is actually trickier than I thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to be a big win. You know what we're going to do then? We're going to cheeseball it even further. Nope, not Greater Wisps. Not doing that. There we go, Lemurians. This'll be good. So no Wisps, we're just gonna fight Lemurians, and... Oh, there's not gonna be a boss to this level, though. No, we can't use Ken. We can't use Ken. There's not gonna be a boss to fight. We can't cheeseball it that hard. Dang it! Oh, well. Maybe it was only 6 characters. No, it was definitely 8. It was definitely 8 because there were 4 secret characters. Luigi, Ness, Jigglypuff, and Captain Falcon were the secret characters in the original Smash 64. But, I don't know, it was so different from anything we'd experienced, both in terms of having a collection of all those different characters together, and in terms of being a new style of fighting game that hadn't really been done before. It is going to bug me if I can't think of all the characters. Okay, let's go in order. Mario and Donkey Kong, obviously. Link and Samus. Those kind of the 4 touchstones of the NES era of Nintendo. In the SNES era, would have added Fox, number 5. Oh, Kirby's in there. Kirby's a character that I didn't associate with Nintendo. And that's a weird thing to think about, right? But, like, in the early and mid-90s, Kirby, his games were on Nintendo, but so were Mega Man's games. You know, like, they weren't developed by Nintendo, but Smash Brothers was developed by the Kirby developers, so Kirby kind of came into the fold and became kind of a Nintendo character. And that's 6, and then Pikachu was the newest at the time. Pikachu was brand new at the time Super Smash Bros. Came out. And then Yoshi is number 8. Okay, so, because at the time Yoshi, like, Smash was the first game where Yoshi kind of came into his own identity a little bit. Or maybe Smash was the first game to acknowledge it, because Yoshi's Island, Yoshi was kind of his own character. He's kind of separating a little bit from Mario. Even though Mario is in the game is called Super Mario World 2. I'm gonna get you! Got him. But the game kind of acknowledged, like, hey, Yoshi is kind of his own thing now. Yoshi is his own character, and so these are the 8 most popular characters from their own series in Nintendo, and we're gonna just beat each other up. And it was so different from everything we'd ever seen before. It's one of the best games on the N64. It's one of the if you have an N64 collection and Smash isn't in it, like, you don't have an N64 collection. It was 4-player multiplayer, obviously local multiplayer only back in the day with wired controllers, but that's par for the course for N64 games. If you had an N64 game that wasn't 4-player multiplayer, like, something was wrong. You've done something incorrect. But it had this very, like, moment in time feeling to it. Like, one thing you might not realize now, I'm gonna be real careful with this Greater Wisp. We're gonna Kid's Glove this fool. One thing that's hard to remember now is that Smash 64, like, had its own unique art style. If you, like, go into the instruction manual and stuff. Now, all the Smash games just have whatever art style their characters have. And that's just the art style for all characters. Boom! In your face. But no, they had this cartoony art style where all the characters were adapted to look like Smash Brothers characters. At least in, like, the instruction manual and stuff. Obviously, in the game, they were just low poly counts models, because everything, like, Kirby wasn't a sphere. He was, like, octagonal, kind of. he had trying to make a 3D Kirby on the N64. That's kind of what he's going to look like. I'm going to get this guy in your nose. Love it. But it wasn't... I mean, it was a party game, because it was really fun to get your friends together. The N64 was really good about having fun party games. You know, you had the Mario Kart. You had the... I know GoldenEye was really big with a lot of people. I didn't play a lot of GoldenEye, just a little bit, and only years after the fact. I wasn't really big into shooters. But... and there was one other, like, really major party series on Nintendo that came out on the N64 originally. And again, I can't remember which one it is. Something Party or Party something. I don't know, but it's literally a party game. I didn't like that one either very much. But we also played a lot of F-Zero on the N64. Like, they had great party games. They kind of... It was the party console before the Wii was the party console. Because the Wii actually didn't come out until 1999. So the N64 predates the Wii by a couple of years. But it was a good party game, but it was also, like, a really good fighting game. It was really easy to wrap your head around. All the characters had basically the same moves, all the same inputs, and none of the characters were, like, really weird or esoteric. All the characters were very clearly defined by what they could do from their series. Yoshi had his tongue, Fox had his blaster, Mario had a jump attack and a spin attack. Like, wait, did Mario have a spin attack? What was Mario's down B in Smash 64? Eventually it became the water cannon. It's Flood now, but it was like a little Mario tornado attack. Why was it a Mario tornado? What was Mario doing spinning around in that game? Because no, he didn't have a spin jump until Galaxy. Boom! Oh, got them all. Nice. Anyway, Link had a boomerang and stuff. The characters were very much quintessentially, like, their own characters. Ah, good. We have our use item now. That's going to be excellent. Kablamo! Let's make sure we don't get clapped on while we're picking it out of the box. And we're immediately going to put it to use killing this Greater Wisp. Get out of this. Get out of my town, homie. Get out of here with that. Smash Melee was like the big follow-up, and Smash Melee was treated like this is the ultimate Super Smash Bros. They added a ton more characters. They more than doubled the roster, up to, I think, 25? I'd have to think about it, but I think they went up all the way to 25. I gotta be careful here, too. Here, we can kill this one. And we can kill this one. Oh, I missed. And we can kill this one. Wisp, 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 wisp. Okay, he's dead. We're definitely going Hopo Feather for our first tier 2. Not even a doubt in my mind. And Smash Melee was much more of the celebration game. They introduced the trophies and... I faced the wrong way there, but hey, we got through it. They introduced the trophies. They had all the different characters. You had way more. You had like an adventure mode that felt like a... It wasn't like a subspace emissary kind of thing, but it felt like a real like platformer game. Nope, there's... Oh, did I already take damage once? I don't know. Let's go to... I don't remember now. I don't think I have. I think that was the first time that I'd taken damage. We're gonna find out in a couple of experience level. One more experience level here, whether or not I got it. I hope I got it. Maybe this last level will just be super careful and only kill things with missiles. Yeah, you know what? Oh, jellies, though. Yeah, we're going to kite these jellies around, and we're only going to kill them with missiles when the time comes. Only 10 more seconds. So yeah, Smash was definitely growing. It went from this fun little novelty game to the big Nintendo celebration game. Get him, get him, get him, get him! Okay, things are working out. We're gonna go with a rusty jetpack. Yeah, so we can get way up over these guys' heads. I mean, you can see the... Like, I could stand right here for this wisp. Oh, maybe it doesn't hit a little bit over me. I thought it did. I guess not. I guess I'm just dumb, and I have no idea what I'm talking about when it comes to Risk of Rain. At the time, the feeling was like Melee was as big as Smash could get. Like, the only way you could make this game bigger is if you literally put every character imaginable in the game. Like, there were definitely still holes in the roster. You didn't have Kid Icarus in it, you didn't have Little Mac in it, but those games weren't Nintendo touchstones the way that like Mario and Zelda were. And those holes only stood out now because you had characters like Mr. Game & Watch and the Ice Climbers that were from more like kind of old, niche, esoteric games. I realize I use the word esoteric a lot. I should probably do something about that. There's an old Kids in the Hall sketch where Bruce McCullough, like his boss calls him into his office because he uses the word ascertain too much. It's like, the guys on the docks think you're using the word ascertain too much. And he's like, it's my right to ascertain things. So, weirdly, I'm very conscious whenever I use the word ascertain because of that sketch. But clearly I'm not conscious enough about using the word esoteric. So, lots of things are going to just be esoteric. I'm going to throw caution to the wind here. And kapow! We got him. We're almost level 10. One more enemy should do the trick. I don't like anything up there. You know what? We're going to chill for 10 seconds. We're going to fire the missiles. And that should be our level 10. You could see with Smash Melee, they were only, like, half adhering to whatever... Alright, cool. Reach level 10 without getting hurt more than once. Now I just gotta beat this boss without going below about 40-something hit points. And we're good. And we're good sandwich. Well, we are bread and jam over here if we do this correctly. You can see where they were starting to, with Smash Melee, abandon whatever pretense they had of... Like, there's a certain threshold a character needs to be before we'll add them to the playable roster in this game. You see that with characters like I think Mr. Game & Watch deserves his roster spot, even being niche and esoteric, because, God, Alright, every time I use the word esoteric, I have to swallow an entire frozen pizza. That's the new rule. There was a time in Nintendo's history where Game & Watch was all they did. That was the only thing they put out. The NES hadn't launched yet. Like, Game & Watch was their thing. They had arcade games, but if you wanted to play a Nintendo game at home, you had the little Game & Watch series. It was a big deal. So I think Game & Watch is a cool character from that concept. Ice Climbers, I love the Ice Climbers, but they've been in one game and it sucked. I get why they were in Smash Melee, but... Yeah, like, if you give Ice Climbers a spot, why not Little Mac? Why not... why not Kid Icarus? Like, all the characters that eventually did get roster spots, the thought at the time was like, how come we're not giving them to these characters, we're giving them to the Ice Climbers? It started to raise questions about why people were getting in this game that were playable. I had no idea what Ice Climbers even were until I played Super Smash Bros. I was a big NES kid, hardcore NES kid, and I didn't have any idea what the Ice Climbers were. Did that not get my... Why didn't that earn me my achievement? Maybe I gotta actually complete the level. Perhaps is the case. For some players, like, I didn't think too much of these questions because... Like, who cares, right? Like, there's only 25 characters. Like, who kind of cares who they are? They hit all the high notes. We got Princess and Zelda and, like, Fox and Falco. Like, we've got all the characters that matter, and then a couple characters that are just kind of cool on top of that. And it's fine. Why... Ganondorf's in there now. Like, everything is good. Why are we quibbling over Ice Climber nonsense? But then Smash just became a, like, it just became a, like, fixture. It's just a thing that happens now on Nintendo consoles. New Nintendo console, new Smash game. It's just like clockwork. Let's get... I think we're gonna go with crit glasses. I didn't have my charge there. How am I gonna... You know what, we're gonna wait for the missiles is what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. Missiles! There you go, guys. Alright, yeah, we're gonna go with crit glasses until we get 10 of these. And the problem with Smash, like, just being a fixture, now we're going to take Guardian Heart and Infusion, I think. And probably Charge Field Generator right here. Would be a good one to grab. Haha! You kind of use one dash to get into trouble, then one dash to get out of trouble. That's kind of how the miner works. Who's left? Oh, I'm out of range of the missiles. I should not have fired those. Oh, there we go. Oh, survive the teleporter event, not the boss fights. Okay, we've got both the minor achievements. I guess we just burn this run up. No, you know what? We can't. I need to get back on Monsoon because we're looking for boss drops. Okay, we're done with minor for now. Let's go ahead and get the mines here. We need to come off of Rainstorm, go back to Engineer and get his mines. These here. I've got to blow all these mines up like at one time. The problem with Smash being a fixture, like the Ice Climber problem and whatnot, I started to see why some people had a problem with, like, the Ice Climbers when Brawl came out. And with more and more and more characters, they started adding characters that I didn't care about. Like, I didn't care about the Ice Climbers, but it was one character on the roster, and they kind of grew on me. Even Smash 64 had that. Like, I didn't care about Jigglypuff, but Jigglypuff's one character on the roster, and it grew on me over time. And I like Jigglypuff now. I enjoy playing Jigglypuff. I think it's a fun character design. I think it's done some fun stuff in Smash. I think a lot of people probably felt that way about Ness and Captain Falcon, and for all I know, probably Samus and Donkey Kong and whoever else. What boss am I going to get here? The Magma Worm. Okay. Tier 3. I mean, this is a no-brainer, right? Yeah, we go straight for the Ceremonial Dagger. Cool. And so we started seeing the cracks appear in Melee with, I think, Roy. Roy is the first flavor of the month character in Super Smash Bros. He wasn't a representative of a particular series. Marth was. We didn't have any of Marth's games in North America at the time. That's weird to think about, right? Like, there was a time when none of Marth's games had come out yet. Like, there were no Fire Emblem games in America yet. Wow. They probably owe Super Smash Bros. A lot of credit for Fire Emblem now being super popular. But Roy was just the new Fire Emblem guy. It's like, this is the guy that's in the new Fire Emblem game. And here's the problem with that, because Brawl came out, and now it's not just a representation of everything the characters were at their, like, throughout Nintendo history, the way it was with 64 and Melee. Now it's, every character is the representation of whatever their latest game was. Link is very clearly his Twilight Princess incarnation. Now Mario has his water cannon, which seems dumb now, looking back. Like, he's only had that in one game, and it was 20 years ago. And that's the problem when you start making decisions from a standpoint of what's popular right now and not what's timeless for this character, is you start getting into problems like that because the characters don't have a timeless quality anymore. If you boot up Smash Bros. Brawl, it looks weird now because Link is specifically the Twilight Princess version of Link, which looks a little different than all of the other incarnations of Link. And we're going to have the same problem with Smash Ultimate when it comes out, if it uses, like, the Breath of the Wild version of Link, especially with that version, because, ooh, do I like this? No, I don't like this. I was going to stay put and stand on the ground against that Magma Worm, but then Missile Elite happened. And everything is bad now forever. Okay. Is that my Rusty Jetpack? That is my Rusty Jetpack. Oh, it's in... I thought I was going to Rusty Jetpack. Apparently I was going to Infusion. So I need to destroy... I'm going to put all my mines right here. And then some monster, like, they're all on the same pixel, and then some monster's going to walk into them, and I'll just immediately get that achievement. Maybe this jelly? No, this guy here. There we go. Achievement get. we got so many syringes thinking I had to launch a bunch of these. Anyway. Let's just go ahead and finish this run, because we do need to fight bosses and get monster logs. So we'll go ahead and finish this engineer run, and it'll be great. Let's get goat hooves now. Couple of goat hooves. So we started having that problem in Brawl. Like, the flavor of the month problem started happening in Melee with Roy. And I actually liked Roy. I liked Roy a lot. I think Roy's moveset, which is to say Marth's moveset, as a fighting game, you're going to have some movesets which really benefit from having different variations on it, like a Ryu and Ken kind of situation. So having Marth's kind of just general sword moveset and then applying those same moves in a different direction with Roy was a good idea. That's a moveset that I think having 2 variations on is a great idea in the game. Whereas, like, having 2 variations on Bowser wouldn't make sense. Did I leave boxes over here? Or did I grab the boxes? I turned them into go-go's, is what I did. Okay, we can move on. But then Brawl comes out. Now, Roy's not in it anymore. Now, Ike is in it. Well, problematic for 2 reasons. Because, for one, Ike is now just the new flavor of the month Fire Emblem. Just the most recent Fire Emblem guy. So, hey, cool. Now every Smash is just going to replace the old Fire Emblem guy with the new Fire Emblem guy. But also, Roy was just gone. He wasn't just gone in the sense that, hey, the character's no longer in the game. Like, his moveset wasn't in the game anymore. Marth was still Marth, and Ike was a different flavor of Marth, but if you liked Roy, that was it. You had a new variation on Marth's moveset, but it wasn't Roy. I'm going to take a Monster Tooth, I do believe. You know what I mean? A Monster Tooth? We're going to take one. The one that got me, though, was Lucario. Like, okay, now we got Flavor of the Month Pokemon. Because inevitably, by the time a new Smash comes out, a new generation of Pokemon will have also come out, which means 150 new little monsters for each game. So we're always going to get some new Flavor of the Month Pokemon. Like, okay. But, again, Lucario, like, it wasn't just, hey, let's put Lucario in the game. It replaced Mewtwo, which was it's a more iconic character. Like, it's the most dastardly Pokemon from the original Pokemon game. Like, it's more important, you know, than Lucario, who, and again, I don't play Pokemon, but is Lucario still to this day considered like a super important Pokemon? Or is he just one face amongst the crowd who happens to have been in Smash Brothers? Which is what I mean by Flavor of the Month. And so Brawl's... And then, of course, there were holes like, okay, now Kid Icarus is in it, but still not Little Mac? Oh, Little Mac is just a guy that gets summoned and, like, is a... We have Pokeballs for non-Pokemon characters now. Like, he'll get summoned in and punch guys for you if you want. That's like a thing that can happen, but... Much bigger and bigger percentages of the roster lost that timeless quality. Like, even Link, like I said, he's not just a general Link anymore. Now he's a specific Twilight Princess Link. Which is good. It looks weird now when you go to boot up the newer Smash. I'm going to take a Leeching Seed. I believe I could fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. Let's grab a Guardian Heart. Beautiful. That's what, looking back, what Smash 4 and 2, still pretty much, but to kind of a lesser extent, Smash Melee had, that no other Smash game is ever going to have, is that quality of timelessness. Like, from now on, every Smash game that comes out, including this Smash Ultimate we have coming out in like a week or so, or 2 weeks since I'm recording this. I guess I could look up the release date, but I didn't. Sorry. Is every, like, Smash Brawl, Smash 4, Smash Ultimate, Smash for 3DS, they're all just going to look like, hey, this is just a snapshot of what Nintendo games had come out most recently since the previous Smash Brothers. And that loses something in my mind. That Smash is no longer timeless. Like, even the original games now, they're not... I mean, they're timeless in the sense that, hey, this game came out in 1990... I think 1999, actually. Smash was a pretty late N64 game. Like, hey, this game came out in 1999... and so it's timeless in the sense that Nintendo, everything that was Nintendo timeless in 1999 is in this game, but there's so much now that Nintendo has added to its lexicon since 1999 that doesn't get to be in this timeless, that doesn't get to have the same timeless quality. Olimar is never going to be in a Smash Brothers game that Oh, these mines are hitting the... Oh. Wait, why can't I jump off this rope? These ropes don't act the same as other ropes from other areas of the game. I mean, I know they're kind of sticky when you walk through them, but typically when you're on a rope and you jump and drop a mine, it'll drop onto the floor below you. Not this one, though. That's a property of these ropes I've never encountered before. Okay, no, I learned something new. And you can't hold left or right to jump off one of these ropes. You gotta jump and then push left or right. Weird, man. Oh, see, I'm trying to fight these guys in a stupid way. Let's just go over here and... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Olimar will never be in a Smash game that has a timeless quality. Like Toon Link, who I think is a timeless character, but his game... Toon Link wasn't a character when the first two Smash games came out. I think he's absolutely a timeless character, but he's never going to be in a timeless Smash Brothers game. If there are any actually timeless Pokemon, they won't be either. I don't think any of the Flavor of the Month, the Greninja and Lucario, like, I don't think they count. Maybe they do, and I just don't know. The Pokemon Trainer is a timeless character, because that's a character you can, like, update in a timeless fashion with different, like, costume skins, making him or her look different in each game, and that's fine. But the original three, like, I don't even play Pokemon, and the original three Pokemon from the first game they have a very timeless quality. Let's go and get missiles. Oh, there's a use item up here I didn't see drop. Can I get it? I have no idea what I'm picking. The squib is down here. We'll get the squib. Get squibbed on, nerd. There you go. That means something to me. It clearly doesn't mean anything to Nintendo. It clearly doesn't mean anything to the modern Smash communities. But that quality of timelessness has been lost, and I think that was something of value that has been lost in Super Smash Bros. There's another problem with having just a million characters in the roster. And of course, like, the inclusion of third-party characters erodes that even further. Like, some third-party characters I think are fine in a Nintendo game. Sonic was fine. Mega Man, definitely fine. I think Simon Belmont is in this newest one. Also fine. Quintessentially a Nintendo character. Bayonetta, Snake. Why did I throw my squib? Oh, because I probably thought I had the missiles. Because of those minor runs I just did. Yeah, Bayonetta, Snake... No, come on. These are not Nintendo characters. They're not in a celebration. It doesn't even make sense, those two characters. I think Bayonetta had one exclusively on Nintendo game, but hey, like, Snake has never had an exclusive Nintendo game, and the way he was implemented in Super Smash Bros. Brawl had nothing to do with the games that he has been on Nintendo consoles. Most of Snake's stuff, like the background stuff, there was a lot of Gecko from Metal Gear Solid 4. You had his stage was from Metal Gear Solid 1. These are PlayStation games. He belongs in PlayStation, what was it, All-Stars Battle Royale? Sure, that game flopped and was stupid, but it was the PlayStation version of Smash. That's where Snake belongs. Along with Lara Croft and Spyro the Dragon and Crash Bandicoot. None of which were in that game because Sony has no idea what they were doing. I think Sackboy was in that game. Wasn't Sackboy in that, like, PlayStation All-Stars nonsense? That's funny. Oh, let's get a Clover. I don't have a Clover yet. And yeah, we're just going to stack these till we have 10 of them. I think I'm just done with this run. I think we're just going to go straight to the boss. And maybe pull Huntress out. Huntress needs to fight the Ancient Wisp, which I might not get as a boss. We might have to wait for another video when I can loot a little bit with Huntress to get the boss that I actually want. But I also don't want to do this handy 25-minute nonsense 40 minutes into a video. That would be awful. That would be awful. There's the squib I was waiting for. Here you go. You guys have some squib. Squibs on me. This is a problem that like Street Fighter doesn't have. I haven't bought Street Fighter 5. Because my favorite Street Fighter character is T-Hawk! I said that too aggressively and then I had to cough. I'm so sorry. I love me some T-Hawk. T-Hawk is the Mac Daddy. I want missiles, not Squib. Sorry, Squib. Sorry, Squib. We're moving on to missiles. When T-Hawk got added to Street Fighter 4, that's when I bought Street Fighter 4. I did not buy Street Fighter 4 before that point. When they add him to Street Fighter 5, I will probably buy Street Fighter 5. But Street Fighter doesn't have this timelessness problem because each new Street Fighter iteration is a new group of characters with some of the old characters mixed in. There's no, like, history of Street Fighter that needs... I'm sure Street Fighter fans could disagree with me on this point, I'm sure, but there's no, like, history of Street Fighter that needs to be maintained. As long as you have Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, and it kind of doesn't matter who else you put on the roster. Like, people are gonna be okay with it, at least in the abstract. You're gonna get some of the weirdlingers, like, oh, you need Dhalsim and M. Bison. Like, I mean, yeah, you can have Dhalsim and M. Bison, but I think to, like, the general population, Street Fighter isn't a collection of characters the way that Super Smash Bros. Is. Maybe they have that problem with Marvel vs. Capcom series, but I don't know as much about that series to know, like, is there an element of timelessness that they try to adhere to or not. I actually don't know, and that series scares me. Why is this part walkable? Why is this a ledge? It's weird, right? Like, I can walk here on this gray block, but not on this gray block. I'm learning all kinds of new crap. No, now these are sticking to the ladder. Did they, like, update engineer since I used to use this trick? Has there been a, like, content update in Risk of Rain that I didn't know about? Did they stealth patch it? Or am I just, it was never like that and I'm just insane to the membrane? We need to go barbed wire, I think. Something was attacking me there, but I wasn't sure what. Let's just go straight to the boss so we can try to squeeze one more... Oh, it's going to be a long video, but I think we can squeeze one more run in if we go right to the boss here. And so Smash Ultimate, I know a lot of people are like, this one's too much, this is the one that's got too many... But it's the same problem they've been having for years. It's less of a question of when did they start having this problem, and more of when did you start to notice it was a problem. Like, for me, I didn't notice it in Melee, even though it did have some Flavor of the Month stuff in it. Even Sheik, right? Like, even Sheik, like, that's just one game. That's not everything the character was. Sheik has only been in, like, one major Zelda game and will never be in another major Zelda game because, like, it fits the story of Ocarina, it doesn't fit the story of other major Zelda games. Unless they... And if they were to put in another Zelda game where if like, Sheik is its own character, it's gonna ring hollow. Because, no, Sheik was an alter ego of Zelda in one particular game for one particular reason. And if they do put Sheik in again in Breath of the Wild 2 or whatever it ends up being called, as an like an alternate thing of Zelda, it's not going to feel genuine. It's just going to feel like, oh, they just did the same thing again. Like, why did they do that? That's weird. So Sheik, like, you can't use Sheik in a way that feels organic and genuine in another Zelda game. So putting Sheik in Super Smash Brothers, it lost that element of timelessness. I'll give Sheik a pass because it was Zelda's first appearance in Smash Brothers, and she's not a character that had a built-in moveset from the games. Like, she needed something. Let's do Bleed, because we're going to be fighting Providence here. She needed something, and, like, at the time, that was as good a thing as any to give her, and it really does make her a very interesting and unique character in Super Smash Bros. So worth including Sheik, probably. What you really lose then is Sheik becomes less of a Zelda character and more of a Super Smash Bros. Character. And I think Jigglypuff even has that same quality. I think more people associate Jigglypuff with Smash than have ever associated it with Pokemon. The one time I played Pokemon, I wanted to use Jigglypuff for no reason other than I like Jigglypuff in Smash Brothers. And I think probably that's the case with a lot of people. I'm just putting all my mines and stuff down here. Providence will run into them eventually. All the guns and everything can just chill out down here. Providence will eventually hit these things. Maybe I should have got one more Hopo Feather to make... I guess we're okay. Like, to make the laser spears a little safer, we could put in one more Hopo Feather would have been fine. Whoop, got hit. As long as you got Hopo Feather, getting hit by that... And I've got a jetpack, too, so as long as you've got those things and you can stay in the air for a minute, getting hit by the orange knock you in the air stun shots, not super terrible. Gilded worm time. They ate up all my mines. Get that mess out of here, nerds. Nice. And missiles are back just in time to take care of the 2 temple guards here. Did it spawn in... Okay, no, all those lines went to hit Providence. For a second there, it looked like it spawned in 2 Providences, which would have been problematic. That'd been a fun glitch to get. Oh, he was attacking my gun over there. I've got this little gun I can put on the ground, and then enemies will try to attack it at some point. I was like, what is he bugging out over there? No, Engineer just has that he can do. He has the little drone gun that they'll focus on over there while I just launch bombs from across the room. Should we squeeze in a Huntress run, maybe? And try to get an Ancient Wisp from Huntress? Is that what I should go for? I guess I could just call it a video. It is, we could have almost an hour. Maybe I just call it a video here. If I do another run, I'm just going to rant about Super Smash Bros. Again. I don't have a Switch. I'm not buying Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. That's the end of the story. Ice Climbers are back. That makes me happy. Let's just see where we are. Let's just see where we are. We'll call this a video. We don't need to come back with the miner for a full run, because we got both of his Chivos. Probably next video I'm going to have to start with Handy and get that really boring 25-minute achievement. So I guess we just put it... We just... I don't know what we can do about that. Oops, I didn't mean to pause it. Sorry. Sorry. What are my Risk of Rain plans for the future here? Because we are getting down to the nitty-gritty. It's getting to the point where we only have a couple of just boring to unlock achievements left. And then, of course, monster logs. Let's take a look here. We're at 83.8. This is what we have left to get. Drown 20 worlds. We haven't done this one yet. Survive a boss with less than 20% health. I thought that would happen organically. I guess not. Okay, here's what I'm going to do.